Hey guys, what is going on? It's Voodoo here, and welcome to a channel update. This update covers the week of Monday, January 28th through Sunday, February 3rd of 2013, and some things to talk about, definitely some explanations for me to give on why this past week you've seen nothing. After basically last channel update, I told you there would be all this good content this week, or last week I should say, and then there was none. So I need to explain to you why that is, and I need to tell you, what is the plan going forward now, given that, I wasn't able to put out content this week. So basically, to kind of fill people in, remind people, last channel update I had said that I was going to do a bunch of things this week, that I was going to beat the game Dishonored, that I was going to do my Voodoo's Verdict, or my game review on Dishonored, that I had a Voodoo's Thoughts in mind that I was planning on doing, potentially footage of the Dead Space 3 demo that came out last week, ending with a big surprise announcement that was going to affect and influence all of my viewers this past weekend, and all that was supposed to come out this past week. And as I said, none of it did. So let me explain why none of it happened, okay? First of all, I more or less lost a day of the week. I lost Monday because I was home that day. It was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so I had no school. And when I'm at home, I really can't do much to work on the channel. I'm home visiting. The TV that I have there is basically just an HD computer monitor, which, the sound quality and all is horrible on. It's difficult to take footage. So because of that, I basically lost Monday, alright? On Tuesday, I had some unexpected things that came up, some work that I had to get done for school that I wasn't really anticipating having to do, and a couple other things I couldn't do it on Tuesday. Well, when I finally got some time this week, and I was going to go back and work on Dishonored over the course of Wednesday and Thursday, once again, I started to not feel well. And you'll remember that during my entire Christmas break, I really was never healthy. I had surgery and then I got sick. Well, once again, my throat started to hurt me these past few days. And because of that, I haven't been able to do, commentary. And it really sucks because I really couldn't do any video because my throat was really killing me. And so, I can't sit here and talk for 20 minutes and do like a Voodoo's Thoughts or an announcement video or gameplay commentary when my throat is bothering me. So because of that, unfortunately, I couldn't do any videos this past week because once again, my throat started to hurt and my health wasn't 100%, which I'm getting really tired of. But now I'm fine, and unfortunately now though, the timing of everything was perfect because I had planned on doing all this stuff this past week. This week was going to be kind of completely... I was basically planning on making the big announcement video this past weekend. And this whole week, since I wasn't going to be doing any gameplay because I was supposed to have beaten Dishonored, this entire week was going to be dedicated to the big announcement, the surprise, and this entire week was going to be dedicated to that and to uploading the surprise this week. And have this whole week be centered and focused around that. And then the following week we will begin Dead Space 3. Well, because I couldn't do anything, obviously plans have changed. So, basically let me run down with you the altered schedule of what's going to go on. Dishonored. Need to beat it either... I'm filming this on Monday, so I need to either beat Dishonored today or tomorrow. I have to get it done because I have to get the game back in the mail and sent off back to GameFly to make sure that it's there in time for them to send me Dead Space 3. And which means I need to beat it in a hurry, preferably today. And you may actually see the rest of Dishonored uploading before this video. I really have no idea what order I'm going to upload or anything like that, but I have to play some Dishonored today. Maybe beat it. I know I'm at least a couple hours away. Maybe I'll be able to beat it today. We'll have to see. So there's that, and then once I beat it, I need to review it. So I need to beat Dishonored, I need to do my Voodoo's Verdict on Dishonored, alright? Hopefully that will be coming in the next couple of days. That's my plan for early this week. Now, I was actually supposed to be meeting with and talking to a person regarding this big surprise that's going to happen on the channel. Unfortunately, he was also sick over the past weekend. Trying to talk with him now and find out how he's doing and see if later in the week we can actually get together and discuss this. Because before I can make an official announcement, we need to get together and talk and kind of figure out, how it's going to go and what exactly, the specifics are going to be of this. And once I talk to him and we decide this, I will come out and make the video. Now, my plan is, again, to have the video out toward the end of this week, okay? Later in the week or the weekend, it really kind of depends on Dishonored. If I beat Dishonored in the first couple days, maybe I'll put the announcement video out in the middle of the week, like on a Thursday, something like that. But bottom line is we're going to have to push back when this surprise airs a couple of weeks. Whereas it was going to air this week because of what happened, what I don't want to do is I don't want to mix two things. I don't want to mix this surprise with other stuff, because I really want this to get a lot of exposure. I want people to know about it. I don't want people to miss it because I'm doing other stuff. And if I were to try to put it out at the end of this week, it would just be a huge rush, and we don't want that. Because I'd be doing Dishonored, Voodoo's Verdict, then I'd have to try to get, in contact with this person, discuss the specifics of it, then put out an announcement video, and then right after put out the surprise. It's really not going to have that great of an impact. I want the announcement video to be out for a while. I want there to be some hype built around this so that when it comes out, people really, go watch it and pay attention and enjoy it. So, what I'm planning on doing, Dishonored and Voodoo's Verdict, hopefully early this week so I can send that game off. Then, I'm going to be hopefully discussing with this person the specifics and all of this surprise thing that we're doing. And then, once that's done, my plan is to make an announcement video, leave it up over the course of the whole weekend into next week, okay, so that it gets the maximum exposure, everybody sees it, and can't claim that they didn't see it, alright? Then, next week is the release of Dead Space 3, which is the first game of 2013 that I will be playing. Now, it looks like right now that I'm going to be doing it co-op with Dave. I've been talking to him. It seems like he's on board to do it. Still waiting on an official 100% final confirmation, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. And it's going to be over the internet. So basically, we'll each have a copy of the game playing it, so that you won't have to look at atrocious split-screen footage like you did for Resident Evil 6 and all that other kind of stuff, where it's very tiny, it's very annoying. You'll be able to see the full screen, and Dave and I will be playing it co-op, over the internet between two rooms, basically. Or maybe what we might do is we might have Dave, he might actually be able to bring his setup out front or in here or something. I don't know. He just got a brand new big TV, so I don't know about all that. But we'll try to work it out to where you can hear both of us, and we'll be there, playing it, and you can hear both of our commentaries and whatever. So that looks like that's what's going to happen next week. Now, in a perfect world, which of course mine isn't, but in a perfect world, I'd like to beat Dead Space 3 next week, or late next week or early the week after, and then week after next, so not this week coming up with Dead Space 3, but the week after, the release is Aliens Colonial Marine, and I'm not doing that game on camera, so that week will be basically a game-free week. That's the week I'm targeting on releasing this surprise. Okay, so again, quick recap. This week, Dishonored finishes, plus the Voodoo's Verdict. Potentially the Voodoo's Thoughts this week. That's not one of those things I have to rush out there. It's just one of those things I'd like to do, and that I have. So it depends how quickly I beat Dishonored. But I want to get the Voodoo's Verdict out there and get that some attention. So potentially, but I'm not saying definitely. And then toward the middle to end of this week, I want to put out the special announcement video for you guys. So be on the lookout for that, because it's still important. It's still big. So don't bypass it. Be sure to check it out. And then next week, Dead Space 3 co-op playthrough with Dave. I'm like 90% sure that's going to happen. And then the week after that will be the big surprise upload, which I will, of course, talk more about in the announcement video. Once I make the announcement video, you'll know what it is. And then, you know, as we go on in a couple of weeks with updates and such, I'll let you know. Now, one more thing I do want to touch on before we go. Oh, yeah, we're not going to do the Dead Space 3 demo gameplay because the game comes out next week. And we're going to be playing it next week, so there's really no point in doing the demo. One more thing I want to put on the table is my fan mail series that I want to start. I was excited because when I first announced this a couple weeks back, I instantly got 2 messages with questions in them, which I thought this was great. People are sending me questions. You know, I'll fill up soon and be able to do a video. Well, after another week has passed, those are still the only 2 questions I have. For me to do a video, I would need at least 8 to 10 good questions that I can give good answers on. Right now I had 2. So if you guys want me to do fan mail series, you gotta send me questions. PM through YouTube is how you send me questions. You can ask more than one question. Don't think that just because you ask me one question means you can't ask another one. You can ask as many as you like. And again, you can ask me basically about anything as long as obviously it's appropriate. But, you know, my personal life, my school, you know, my plans for the future, anything like that. You can obviously ask me about video games or my YouTube channel or anything like that. I have 2 years of content up here on YouTube for you guys to ask me questions about. So, again, if you want your questions answered by me in a fan mail series, you gotta send a question through a PM here on YouTube into my inbox. Once you send me a question, I will send you a message back saying, thanks, I got your question, and I will be answering it in the fan mail series. And again, like I said, once I collect 8 to 10 questions, I'll be able to put out the first episode, but I can't do that unless I get more questions. So, be sure to send them in, and I will answer them for you, okay? So, thank you guys very much for watching. Listen, it really sucks, and I really apologize that I had all this great stuff lined up for last week, and I had great stuff lined up for this week, you know, with the big announcement and everything else, and it falls through because, once again, you know, it's because of the weather here. I'm telling you, South Louisiana, the weather sucks. Like, I swear, this is the 3rd week of school. 2 weeks ago, when we started school, it was like, the first 3 days of school was like in the 30s every single day, and it was overcast and raining. It sucked. It was awful for those 3 days. Then all of a sudden it warmed up again a little bit into like the 50s and low 60s. Then it got back to being freezing cold. Then it got back to hot to where now I'm walking around outside going to school in shorts and a t-shirt in the middle of January. It's like in the 70s. So the weather's been all over the place, and I have absolutely no doubt that that's what caused my reaction. You know, you'd think you'd be used to it since I lived down here my whole life, but you never get used to it. It's ridiculous. You know, I don't really care what the weather is at this point. I just wish it would stay one thing. If it's going to be cold, fine, just stay cold. If it's going to be warm, just stay warm. You know, it's like every other day it's a different temperature, and, you know, it's like all-out warfare on your body and your immune system trying to deal with all that. So, anyway, as the case may be, I'm okay now. Those are the plans. I hope to see you guys this week for Dishonored, for the review, and of course, as I said, for the big announcement video coming later this week. You're going to want to check it out. You're not going to miss it if you're on YouTube at the end of this week, because it's going to be the main featured video on my page probably for at least 4 to 5 days. So if you go on my page toward the end of this week, you shouldn't miss the video, and I really recommend that you watch it and give feedback on it, alright? I'm Voodoo51292. I'm about to go set up and play some more Dishonored, so that I can maybe potentially beat it today, if not get really close. And I will see you guys this week for all of the content, and hopefully I can stay healthy so I can actually make content, alright? So see you guys later, and be sure to send your questions.